Broadcasting live to the world, the Kart Racing Network.
Just in time for the start of our Senior Max main event because they are underway coming up here to turn number one. We are clean and green. Two drivers getting together further back. They're done. Two drivers off the racetrack. Out front from the pole, Charlie Eastwood in the number 301. Looking good here. Philip Morin was starting on the off pole. Row 2, Oliver Askew and Nick Neary. Row 3, Jordan Lennox and Sam Beasley. Row number 4, Zachary Clayman DeMello and Jules Cousin. Row 5, Jack Weprin and Andrew Palmer. We are now racing, and they are underway. Some pretty aggressive action here. Drivers 2x2 coming out of turn number 6. A 3-driver breakaway, though, to get things underway. Eastwood, Morin, and Askew running 1, 2, 3. Askew, though, goes to the lead quickly. He is back out front. Askew with an aggressive move to the inside of turn number 10. He took Eastwood off guard, and man, what a good run here for Oliver Askew. He has gone into the lead in the number 338. Let's give you the top 10 this time by Askew, your leader. Morin runs in second, Eastwood third, Neary fourth, Zabalza in fifth, Lennox sixth, Beasley seventh, Clayman DeMello eighth, Weprin ninth, and Jules Cousin rounding out the top 10.
And lots of strategy in a long race like this. And you just saw Eastwood doing a sign to Morin, meaning, I think, let's get together here and try to reach back Oliver Askew there in the lead. Another
two drivers off coming through turn number 3 as they got shot off the racetrack here. We're looking at the drivers working their way through the bus stop now again for just the second time. Oliver Askew made a great pass to the inside of Eastwood to get the position. He'll lead back onto the straightaway here. But right there is second and third, Morin and Eastwood. And it'll be the help of Askew for Nick Neary to get closer in the number 300 because as Elaine just said, Eastwood and Morin know each other from the Euro Challenge. They're going to be able to run together, and they're already talking to each other about working together to try to reel in Askew.
Neary with the fastest lap. 57.253 right now. As they come through here, Askew first, Morin second, Eastwood. Neary fourth, Zabalza is in fifth. Lennox sixth, Jules Cousin 7, Weprin 8, Clayman DeMello 9, Andrew Palmer 10th.
A lot of shout-outs coming in. We do want to thank everyone, the folks from Rotax Brazil, giving a shout-out to all the Brazilians who are watching live. Great to have you guys with us. Love that you guys are enjoying the coverage that we have this weekend here. Rob Howden alongside Alain Cyr. We've had Sidney Edwards giving us some pit lane interviews as well. It's been a great weekend of broadcasting here with KRN. Down the back straightaway, as we said, Askew trying to stretch away a little bit. It is right now a 4-driver battle because they have a huge gap of almost 3 seconds, or rather almost 2 seconds back to Zabalza.
There's your 4-man lead group here coming through. Askew 2/10 faster than Morin and Eastwood. Right back of them is Neary. Lennox in 5th. Zabalza now in 6th. Cousin 7. Weprin 8th. Clayman DeMello 9th. Palmer 10th. And this Senior Max final is presented by Dallas Karting Complex.
Very interesting that Askew's been able to hold a little bit of an advantage here. And here comes Nick Neary to the inside of Eastwood. Neary takes over the third position. Nick Neary into P3 with a great aggressive move in turn number 6.
I don't know if they're going to be able to reach Morin and Askew. Took a little bit of space here. They are in the straightaway.
I don't know. Neary looks pretty good right now. He turned a good lap of 57.109, 0.3 of a second quicker than the leaders last time by. Then he was able to make a pass on Eastwood, one of the fastest drivers on the racetrack right now, Nick Neary in the 300.
It's Askew, Morin, Neary, Eastwood. Then Lennox, Zabalza, Cousin, Weprin, Palmer, Clayman DeMello.
Top 4 drivers stretching away. As we said, we had a big gap here. It's down. It's about 2.3 seconds now between Eastwood and Lennox. So the front-running 4 drivers have checked out right now on Jordan Lennox in the CRG. We do have a driver off the racetrack here on the front straightaway, not able to come by. I believe that's Eddie Rodriguez, or that could be Jessica Bachman again. Indeed, it is Jessica Bachman out again here. Tough one for Bachman as she's out. Nick Neary now up into second position. You see him roll down here. He was able to get by. Nick Neary now to P2 as he gets past Philip Morin for second position.
Here they are in the chicane here into turn 12. Askew, Neri, Morin, and Eastwood in 4th position.
Oliver Askew has led from the get-go. We're 5 laps into this 20-lap contest, 15 still to go, but Askew's doing a great job pulling away. 57.086 to a 57.227 from Neri. Askew right now setting the pace here, and his challenger's not able to counter. This is an impressive run early here for Askew.
Yeah, but I have a feeling this race is not over yet. We've got, 15 laps to go, and these guys have been driving in an amazing way throughout this weekend. I can't wait to see what's coming up.
You know, I think that Neri obviously very quick here. Morin and Eastwood are veterans. We'll see if they have their car set up to come in the long run. But right now, Askew just pulling away very impressively as they work their way down the back straightaway here in the senior category. Watch them come through here, folks. Askew, Neri, Morin and Eastwood, Lennox, Zabalza, Cousin, Weprin, Palmer, Clement DeMello, Scalzo, Ralston Jr., Dignan, Vargas, Flute, Strauss, Martinez, Arscott, Owen, Dowler, Kelly, Pagano, Rodriguez, DeBover. That wraps up the 24 drivers that remain on the racetrack right now. 24 competitors still on track as you saw them cycle through turn number 11. Up front, Askew continues to set the pace.
Great racing here as Oliver Askew now putting in the fastest lap at 56.998. The only one under 57 seconds here in this race.
If he can continue this pace, he is going to walk away as the winner, 56.998. But anytime you're this quick early on, you always have that wonder if there's going to be an issue, if maybe the driver's going to fall back a little bit here. At this point, though, running very good out front.
Faster again in this one, 56.938. Neri right behind him at 57.063 with his fastest lap. Morin in 3rd, Eastwood in 4th.
Like to see what Oliver Askew is doing up front right now. He was dominant as well at the U.S. Grand Nationals at GoPro Motorplex back in August. He's trying to get the same thing done here at the Pan American Championship. And remember what this is all about. It's the idea of getting the job done here, getting a good baseline setup so that when you roll in here for the grand finals, you are ready to challenge for a world title. Up front right now, Askew leading by almost a second from his OGP teammate Nick Neri. Stretching away, consecutive 56.9s, a 56.938, the only driver so far to get into the 56s. And here comes a pass. That is for the 3rd position. Eastwood inside in turn 12.
That's right, Charlie Eastwood. He was setting that from a few turns back there, and he really waited for this one. Good move here by Charlie Eastwood, moving into 3rd place. Neri now with the fastest lap in the race at 56.915.
Neri finally into the 56s, but it's a 3rd consecutive 56 for Oliver Askew. Wow, is he ever looking good here right now. Here's a good replay of it as they bump over top of the turn 11 chicane, and he just straight lined it right over to the apex of the corner. A beautiful pass there for Charlie Eastwood as he's able to slide by Morin to take over 3rd. As I said, 3 consecutive 56.9s for Oliver Askew, now joined below the 57 mark by Nick Neri, but it's still 9/10 of a second. The advantage up front is the 2 young American drivers run 1-2 against 2 of the best Rotax drivers in the world here in Eastwood and Morin.
Great racing here in this Senior Max Finals presented by the Dallas Karting Complex. We have 11 laps to go. Askew our leader, Neri in 2nd place, 1 second behind. Eastwood in 3rd, Morin in 4th.
Here's the battle right now for 6th position. El Zabata in the number 344 and Cousin in the number 313, 6th and 7th here on the racetrack right now. Zabalza still leading the way as they work their way through turns number 6. They're about 2.5 seconds behind Jordan Lennox in the 5th position. So right now, these drivers embroiled in their own little fight on the racetrack again. Zabalza in the 344 and Cousin in the number 313.
That is the battle for 6 and 7, but we have a yellow flag in the turn number 12 there.
Driver off on the outside of turn number 12. Someone's gone off the racetrack here at this point. believe both drivers have been able to walk away from it, trying to see who's falling down the order here right now as well. Give you a second here. I'll give you the update. Derek Dignan, we believe, involved. Quentin DeBolver in the number 398 and Derek Dignan in the 328, the two drivers involved down in turn number 12.
And look at that. Oliver Askew with a clear track in front of him. 56.820, the fastest lap so far in this race.
So, folks, as it stands right now, and this is, of course, unofficial, but as it stands right now, if Oliver Askew wins this race, the Pan American Challenge, he will get this ticket. So what that will mean, here he is right now with a fast lap coming down the back chute. If he ends up winning, that means he gives up his ticket at the U.S. Grand Nationals. That will go back now to Andrew Palmer, we believe. Andrew Palmer will be the driver who gets the ticket should Oliver Askew win here and then give up his U.S. Nationals ticket. So Palmer could be crossing his fingers right now. Even though he's on the track himself running in ninth, he keeps looking around probably to see how Askew's doing.
Askew, our leader, Neri second, Eastwood third, Morin is in fourth, Lennox is in fifth, Zabalza sixth, Jules Cousin seventh, Palmer in eighth, Weprin in ninth, Zachary Clayman DeMello in 10th.
1.3 seconds now the advantage for Oliver Askew in the number 338 as he is out ahead of Nick Neri. 1.3, another 56, this time a 56.761. Lap 11, Askew again goes quicker.
He's going faster and faster every lap.
Just turning in beautiful laps right now. He has a quick look over the left shoulder where he sees Nick Neri back by over a second. He knows he's got a bit of room here now. Everything's working with the Ocala Grand Prix driver Askew. Actually, OGP first and second right now. Eastwood runs in third. Morin in fourth. Lennox fifth. Zabalza sixth. Cousin, Palmer, Weprin, and Clayman DeMello. Top 10.
We're halfway, less than halfway. We're 8 laps to go in this Senior Max final presented by the Dallas Karting Complex. Our leader, Oliver Askew, flying through this track here. 1.5 second lead over Nick Neri.
Watch Askew as he works his way around the racetrack right now. So smooth. Everything's working on that car. Working the curbing very aggressively like everybody running up front right now. That seems to be the demand of the weekend. You really got to work the curbs. He's now coming out of turn number 10, over the rumbles, all the way down the back chute. Again, a quick lick over his shoulder to make sure that he is maintaining the gap that he set early. Again, another 56.8. No one else running in the top three, none of those, or top four, none of those guys running 56s. Oliver Askew is, but so is Jordan Lennox in fifth position.
Wow.
Lennox now, let's see how far back he is. He's only a half a second behind Morin. So let's keep your eye on, he's coming up. Lennox trying to get into fourth here.
He's fast at 56.771. And look at Zabalza, 57.254.
Here's the fight right now for fourth position. We're talking about on the racetrack. That's Morin in the number 386 and Lennox in the 359. The CRG driver turning good laps here now. And this is when you want your cart starting to come in. 7 more laps remaining. Lennox on the move right now, 56.7. He was 4/10 quicker than Morin, 2/10 quicker than Eastwood, 2/10 quicker than Neri, and 3/10 quicker than Askew. He is the fastest driver on the racetrack right now. Here comes Lennox. He's trying to close now up on Morin. He's right there. Let's see if he takes the jump over to turn number 4. Rather, turn number 12, not in a position to make the move there, but he's right on him. He's going to look to the inside, coming down here to turn number 1. Lennox to the inside. Book it. He's through.
Nicely done.
Well
here.
done. Owned the corner and
Yep.
didn't go too deep to allow Morin to crisscross him back on the exit. A textbook pass and one.
Great job by Lennox here as we have 6 laps to go in this 20-lap race. Senior Max final, ladies and gentlemen, presented by Dallas Karting Complex.
Important now for Lennox. Here's a great shot. Look at him back it in there a little bit to turn number 1. What a great replay there. Came down into the corner on the brakes, had the car rotated a little bit coming into the braking zone, and allowed the car to just turn nicely through the corner and maintain good forward bite coming out of the apex. Now, this is important. Where I was going with that was now he needs to stretch away quickly. He needs to have a really good lap to see if he can't pull away a little bit from Morin, and he does exactly that. Now he can go back looking forward to see if he can't get up on the podium with a chance to catch Charlie Eastwood.
Askew by 1.8 going through. Neri in second place. Eastwood in third. We've got 5 laps to go. Lennox in fourth. Morin fifth. Zabalza is 6th. Jules Cousin is 7th. Andrew Palmer now in 8th, 10th, 9th position. Zachary Clayman DeMello in 10th. Jack Weprin.
Absolute consistency on lap times for Askew. Another 56.9. I want to say it's been probably 7 or 8 or 9 laps in a row in the high 56s. Everyone else right around the 57s here right now. He just continues to bang out these great laps. 56, 7, 8s, and 9s. Askew now leading by 1.8 seconds from Nick Neri. Again, the win by Oliver Askew would give, we believe, the ticket to Andrew Palmer. Here we go again, another full look through the field as they come in to turn number 11.
There you have it, Oliver Askew once again going through 57.726. Another his fastest lap of the race. Can you believe that, on his 16th lap? Nick Neri in second place. Charlie Eastwood now with the fastest lap of the race in third position at 56.709.
Yeah, it's time for Eastwood to turn quick laps right now because Lennox is closing as well. 1.7 back now. Lennox would have trouble catching all the way up to him to get the position, but nonetheless, with just 4 laps remaining, 3 this time by, Askew resets his own fast lap of 56.726. He is now looking to try to bring this one home with a dominant win to be able to pull out on the opening lap and stretch away Askew. They have found something. They turned it up. They made the right changes before coming into this race, and Askew has put down an absolutely flawless performance thus far. He has 3 more laps remaining between himself and this Pan Am Challenge win.
Neri now with his fastest lap in second place at 56.863. Eastwood still in third, Lennox in fourth, Morin in fifth, Zabalza 6, Cousin 7, Palmer 8, Clement in the middle 9, and Weprin 10th. No changes further down the field. We've got less than 3 laps to go in this Senior Max final presented by the Dallas Karting Complex. Exciting racing here this afternoon at the NOLA Motorsports Park. Beautiful venue, as we had a conversation with our president here, Kristen Andron, before. Only 16 months old and already one of the best tracks in the country.
Have a look on the racetrack. You're right, this place is an amazing facility, but we got to watch what's going on here because we're not done. The battle for second place is brewing here as Eastwood's been about 1/10 of a second quicker each lap. He has worked his way back onto the rear bumper of Neri. Eastwood trying to find a way through here now because this time by, they're going to see the white flag. It'll be 1 to go this time by, but they've got to get through this penultimate lap here first. Very good run here for Askew. This is when he starts listening to the motor. Anytime it makes a little kind of a burble, it's not absolutely perfect. He's wondering if something's going to happen. The chance to win this race would be a big one. He's got a good feel for this racetrack. He's going to be very good come time for grand finals this November. They now work their way down the back straightaway. Only 2 more chances here on the straight for Eastwood to find a way by Neri. He closes up to within a couple lengths, deep in the brakes, coming to the inside. Book it. He's through again. Eastwood goes to P2.
Great move by Charlie Eastwood. Moving into second place. Oliver Askew has 2.5 second lead in first, but now it's Eastwood, Neri, Lennox in third, in fourth, Morin in fifth, Zabalza in sixth, Cousin 7. No changes there. Palmer 8, Clayman DeMello in 9 as we have the replay.
This is the replay here of the pass. He's done it a couple of times. A great move to the inside. You got to get a little more aggressive when you make that pass there. You really got to work both curbs. And at this point, now it's Neri's turn. He's only within a couple of lengths back. Let's see if Nick Neri can do it. Right now, Askew out front. Final lap on the racetrack. They've seen the last lap board. Neri closing back up. Askew's going to be able to run this one home for a big, huge victory. But is Neri done yet? Will it be American 1-2? Look at Askew. He's already fired up. He's got his hand in the air. We're not done, though. Here comes Neri. Oh, no, Neri had to crisscross it. That's not going to be a win there. Here comes the winner across the line, Oliver Askew with the victory. Eastwood ends up in second, Neri third, Lennox fourth, Morin in fifth. Askew, your winner by over 2 seconds.
Wow.
And he was cruising on the final lap, had his hand in the air already. I myself wouldn't do that. I'd be worried something would break.
Yeah.
But he was pumped up. He had a huge win down the back straightaway. It looked like Neri was going to be able to make a run on Eastwood. Eastwood went to the bottom of the block. really Neri had nowhere to go, and he actually overcooked it going in, and then having to shortcut the course, went right across the grass, not able to bring it in. But right now, it's the time for Askew to enjoy this win. He's driving around, hand in the air. What a big win here for young Oliver Askew, first year in the senior category.